We continue our locals in the NFL draft previews with Stevenson Sylvester. This week, we take a deep dive on Utah defensive end Jonah Ellis, one of the best pass rushers in the country, Sly. You saw him up close and personal. You saw his technique. You saw everything he did. Let's take a look at him. You look at his size, maybe a little undersized, Sly. Does he have the size that it's going to take to be able to make that transition to the NFL and be just as effective?
Oh, yeah. What's the point of the game, right? Get to the ball. And
There
this guy gets to the ball every single time. 6'2", 247, 33-inch arms. He does a great job with usage of his hands, extending the O-lineman. He's a great all-around player. He's got great people to learn from. Older brother, dad. He has great Sunday night dinners talking about pass rush moves. And so I think he just gets it done at the end of the day. Of course, as you said, sideline, being able to watch this guy up close, he just doesn't stop running. Even when he's tired, he's breathing heavy. You can see him on the next play. So he's got a great motor behind him, but he gets to the ball, and that's all you ask for from that position.
As far as size, you've seen pass rushers that aren't 260 pounds. Look at this list right here. These are guys maybe he compares to?
Yeah, I mean, but look at me. I mean, when I came out into the draft, I was 6'2", 6'3", 231. They're like, oh, he's light. And the coaches from the Steelers are like, he'll put on weight. I mean, he was in college. He didn't eat much. So it's the same thing. Jonah Ellis is 247 right now. He could put on 8 pounds before training camp like it's nothing. And he'll be 255 and nobody will ask any questions. Sometimes these guys need to be a little lighter, right? That's just where their comfortability is.
Speed matters too, right?
Speed matters. And with technique, all of the things that people bash on smaller defenders about, you can get better with technique. I've seen Troy Polamalu, all of 210, 212 pounds, lift up 340-pound O-lineman just based off of great technique. So he can get done and get better. But all of these guys all play those positions coming out and are around that size.
What type of scheme in the NFL is the best fit for him?
What I love about Jonah Ellis is he's versatile. He can do the D in position where he's putting his hand in the dirt. Or he can stand up and be a 3-4 D in. He can do it all. I absolutely love his versatility. Or be like our guy Koamisi, right? Koamisi played all defensive end at the University of Utah. But when he went to the Miami Dolphins, he was playing middle linebacker. He has that versatility. He can do that. His older brother is playing middle linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons. You know, he could play D-end, but I see him as a 3-4 defensive end in some of these schemes because of the way that 3-4 uses their outside linebackers. They can drop in coverage. They can stand over the middle of the center. They can be all over the field. That's where Jonah Ellis lies. He can play on both sides of the line of scrimmage, from the right side to the left side. He can play on both. And so I love his versatility, and I know a team is going to love to see that.
All right, let's dig into the tape. Obviously, he gets after the quarterback.
Yes, with ease. I mean, he only played 9 games this year and had 12 sacks, multiple sack games. But he is just all over the field. As I said, his motor is his best intangible. He doesn't stop running. So that's great for a defensive end because that initial block, a lineman will think he'll have you. But you get the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens that want to hold the ball. If you got a great motor, you're going to get to him and you're going to pad those stats.
What does he need to work on at the NFL level?
It's technique, because everybody is the technique. He's young, so he's got to work on that. When you get to the NFL, I mean, I played against guys like Bryant McKinney, 6'8", 6'9", 400 pounds. Mount McKinney is what they call him. And but there's guys like that in the NFL. But his athleticism, he will definitely understand that. And so here against Oregon State, he was able to play against a first-round draft pick here. And so this guy is going to be a first-round draft pick in NFL draft this year. And but here's his quickness. Right? He uses his hands. They say he has the best spin move in the draft. That is a big intangible here in the draft that you want to utilize. But in the run play, see with the defensive end, you want to stay on this line and this plane. Here he gets pushed out onto the top of those logo. That's what you don't want to do because you widen that B gap. So you want to keep things tight.
And the running back's got 15, 20 yards.
Right. And sometimes when you're a smaller defender, you want to just get around guys, but those big guys are able to push you and you make that gap bigger. So he's got to get that. And that's with technique. If we know, Jonah Ellis has gotten better every single year that he's been able to play. So in 2021, he's got 11 pressures and 2 sacks. Last year, he had 25 and 4 sacks. And this year, he had 13 sacks in just 9 games. He's getting better every single year. He's a quick learner, very coachable. You know, as you said, from Luther Ellis, he's got a great pedigree. And so he's got a lot of things to learn from. But I think as an NFL team, you would look at his upside. What can I project seeing this guy in 2 to 3 years? Is he going to be a dominant player in this league? And I would say yes.
All right, so you're the GM. What round are you taking him in, and where do you think would be a great fit for him?
Man, so you have to invest in the future. Right?
Yeah.
As we said, where is he going to project here in the next 2 to 3 years? This first round, he doesn't have to be your number one starter coming out of the draft this first year, but he's got to be a supplemental supplemental complement to your team, right? Special teams, defense, sub downs on third downs, and I got to invest in the future. This guy, I will take him in the late second round. I'll take him in the late second round. I say a team like, I don't even know. Because he's so versatile. He can play the 4-3 or 3-4. He would be all over the place.
So there's a lot of good fits for him.
There's a lot of good fits. I can't solely say that one team is going to benefit it.
One coach, yeah, absolutely.
But I like the 3-4 scheme, so whoever has that 3-4 scheme. But honestly, if he can go to Philadelphia and be a part of that terrorizing defense, you know, so they can revitalize when they made their Super Bowl run, which their offense is now stacked. Now they got to get back to that dominant 70-plus sack season team.
Yeah.
But Miami loves Utah. Well suited wherever he goes. Very, very strong upside.
Well, look, his dad, Luther Ellis, is a Lions legend, a great NFL player. Caden right now is killing it with the Falcons. He's got 2 other brothers in the NFL. He's about to join him. Pretty cool for Jonah Ellis. It's great to see him do well. I like it. That second or third round. He's definitely a second-day guy, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. If he drifts, a team is getting a steal in the draft. That's for sure.
Look for Jonah to go in the second or third round. Thanks, SLY.